Hey guys, welcome back to another quick little video with Carl's Garage. And in today's video, I'm going to be going over this. They say it's not a recall from Lexus. I don't know if you guys can see that, but these cars right here are affected. And I have a 2016 through, my Lexus is a 2016 Lexus RX 350. And what this issue is covering is the high pressure fuel pump and low pressure fuel seepage. I don't know what that is. I'm not gonna read this whole thing because there's a lot of information here. And then you have to like rip off this little piece of paper right here and you keep this in your glove box if you don't need to fix it now. And that's something that I will read because it's also gonna come with these two other pieces of paper. Again, I just got this. So these are things that you always want to look out for in your mail. A lot of people say, well, I didn't get the Kia. I didn't get any information from Kia, or they never told me anything. And yes, that is true. There is a possibility that with your Kia, you probably didn't get something. But I know that the 3 years that I had my Kia, I think I received like 3 or 4 different letters pertaining to a bunch of different problems with the Kia. Even after I already put the KSDS on it, I still kept receiving letters because they're just generalized. They're just made in bulk, sent out. Made in bulk, sent out. So if you get one, you get one. Hopefully you get yours in time, especially for Lexus, because I know I cover a lot of Kia stuff. But I also knew that there was a recall. I knew about this before I bought my Lexus. So before you purchase any car, you want to make sure that you thoroughly check. Don't just buy cars because you're like, oh, I like the car or it looks cool or da-da-da. No, a lot of cars are known for having like legendary status, like the Supras and what's another car? Like the LS, right? The LS engine is known for being an extremely solid engine. The little older ones, they had like lifter issues. That's why you kind of want to say with the little newer ones, but even those ones with the lifter issues, those engines run for a very long time. Toyota V8s, those engines are known to run for a very long time. Nissan actually has really bad transmissions with their CVT or CV, whatever their transmissions. Nissans are known for having bad transmissions. That's why Altimos and stuff like that are like the cheapest car on the planet. Kias are known for having really bad engines. Never really hear anything with their transmissions, but you hear a lot of stuff with their engines. Hondas are known for having great engines. Toyotas are known for having great engines. Ford, I'd stay away from every Ford except for the 5.0 Coyote engine. Outside of that, I'd stay away unless it has low miles. That twin turbo V6, it just depends on what model you get it in, but their V8s are really good. What other engines? The Chevy, Chrysler, or Dodge. The Hemis are okay. They have lifter issues too. The truck engines are pretty good. They'll last, 200,000 miles. And I would stay away from all V6s when it comes to Dodge and stuff like that. Audi, BMW, Mercedes, I'd stay clear of them. The 4 cylinders in those cars, they're not bad and they're not too expensive to fix as far as engine wise. But don't forget, the fit and finish on Mercedes and BMW is horrible. Like it's just horrible, especially the older models. It's just really horrible. In fact, and never buy BMW, Audi, or Mercedes older than 2015, period. Don't do it. But anyway, I digress. So with this Lexus thing, I already knew that there was a fuel pump issue before I purchased this car. Years before I purchased this car, I actually covered it on my main channel, Straight Outta Content. But this right here, this customer support program, it answers, you got little 6 questions and it's, this right here is why I like luxury Japanese cars. Luxury Japanese cars, great cars, especially that's why I stay with Toyota, but I like the luxury version, which is Lexus, because you get stuff like this. But the first statement, is this a recall? No, this is not a recall. At Lexus, we are dedicated to providing vehicles of outstanding quality and value, which they are. As part of our continual efforts to help ensure customer satisfaction, Lexus is advising you of this customer support program. And then it says, if the vehicle, which is great, like the next question, they already like know what you're gonna ask, especially as a Lexus owner. I knew about the Lexus fuel pump issue before I purchased the vehicle. Ever since I only take the car to the dealership. They told me that there's another recall on the door handle, which is cool. I don't care. It's a door handle. If it breaks, I'll take it. They'll fix it for free. But the dealership still told me. The dealer told me, and in fact, That was the day when I made the video. If you look, either I shared it at Takata or Carl's Garage, where they lost my car because they put my car in the back to get approval to fix the recall issue, which was the door handle. And when they did that, somebody dropped the ball, and I was there just for an oil change, and I was in a rush, and then they just lost my car. They were supposed to fix it. But a lot of you guys who have Kias, Hyundais, and Genesis, you guys are going to the dealership to get oil changes and stuff like that, and they're not telling you like, hey, you have an open recall, you need to have the KSDS, and that's what sucks. That's the difference between a real luxury brand and a fake luxury brand. I personally, just Carl's opinion, I would stay clear away from any Korean car maker, period. Okay, so with that said, the next question is, and I'm gonna end it here, if my vehicle does not have this condition, do I need to make an appointment with my dealership? Now, I thought that I was gonna have to make an appointment. Right before I made this video, I started reading this, and I was like, oh, I don't have that condition right now. I don't have that condition right now. The only condition that I have is whenever you fill it all the way up, it'll vibrate a little bit and you'll hear it. Like you can hear like a tick, tick, tick. It's very weird. Whenever the tank gets full with gas, you'll hear it a little bit. And then once you drive it a little bit, the sound will go away. That really freaked me out when I purchased a car with 29,000 miles. I'm like, oh my God, I got an issue, but it wasn't. So anybody out there, if you have that issue, there's nothing wrong with your Lexus. Their answer to if you need to bring it in, if you don't have the condition, is no. You do not need to take your vehicle to the dealership unless your vehicle is exhibiting the condition described in this letter. If you have not experienced this condition, please tear off and insert the sheet from the bottom of the owner letter into the back of your owner's manual for future reference. And that sheet, that little thing that they're talking about, is right here. So you're just gonna tear that little thing right here off, and that's it. Yep, tear it off, put it in your owner's manual. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna keep this information with me. And next time I go to the dealership, which I'm gonna have to do here soon. By the way, if you like the shirt, hit me up. I'm gonna have to take it to the dealership here soon, because we're about to, it's gonna need an oil change. And then I wanted to get the recall with the door handle fixed. So maybe I'll just take it and just let them just do everything. And chances are, if you take it, if you have a luxury brand like Lexus, if you take it to the dealership, they might just comp your oil change because you're there for like 2 recalls or whatever. So if you go in, you're like, hey, I'm here for a recall and I want you guys to check the fuel pump. You guys, it also needs an oil change. You guys mind comping that? And they might do it. They might do it. You never know. You know what I mean? Especially if you have a platform. I have a platform, so I might be like, hey, do you mind if I film some of the other cars in the lot? I'll do this, da-da-da, and then they might comp it. So just want to let everybody know about that. Again, if you have a Lexus, please, is it just Lexus? If you have I'll read the cars off. So if you have a 2019 to 2022 ES350, 2018 to 2021 RX350L, 2016-2022 450H hybrid, 2018-2022 450HL, so it's the hybrid, the long one, and then the 2016 through 2022 RX350. This is coverage for your high pressure fuel pump, low pressure fuel seepage. I don't even know what the heck that is, but that's why also out there, and I always tell my wife, never drive this car on E. Because most cars have that, they'll have like a sponge around the fuel pump as well to soak up gasoline and keep the fuel pump in some sort of gas. So even if your light comes on or it says like you're on E, you'll still have enough gas to get to the gas station. But if you run that thing dry, you can cause damage to your pump. I don't know why this is like the only issue that Toyotas really have. When we had the 2016, my wife's 2016 Toyota Corolla, that car also had a fuel pump issue, and I had to take it in to the Toyota dealership down the road, and they fixed it as well. Yes, yep, it had a fuel pump recall. So I don't know what, I know that Toyota uses a lot of the same parts for a lot of their different models, and everything on a Lexus is Toyota. So I don't know why they probably fixed it in the newer years, but they definitely came up with the remedy very fast, and nobody's not been able to get it. So, and this is telling you, even if you don't have it done, just keep this whenever it happens, bring it in, boom. Oh, and there's also, what's cool about this, there's also something here if you spend money. Here we go, a reimbursement. This is the last thing, I'm sorry, I know I'm supposed to end this video, but this right here is a customer reimbursement checklist. So if you spent money, you can potentially get your money back through the reimbursement. So say for some reason, documentation showing repairs are related to the covered condition, proof of payment for the repair, vehicle's identification, documentation showing name, address, da-da-da. So again, you're not getting stuff like that with that other brand, Kia. So that's gonna be it for this video, guys. Appreciate everything, and please check out all my other content on the Kias and the Hyundais and the Genesis issue. If you guys don't know right now, the lawsuit for the oil consumption was dismissed. So if you have oil consumption going on with your vehicle, you are basically done. Like, they're not gonna fix it. You're just gonna have to keep spending oil like I was doing 24/7. That's the reason why I bought that Chevy, which I really don't even need to both. I really don't even need it. That's the reason why I'm selling it. And I'm hoping that somebody out there who needs a car, I don't need it. I had it for a project for the channel. So if one of you guys out there really need a car, it's a great solid car. It's a point A to point B car. Yes, it has 200,000 miles on it, but again, I owned it, then I gave it back to the security company, then I bought it back from the security company. I wouldn't purchase a car unless I knew it was, you know, in tip-top shape and ready to go. And then also you can see all the work that me and Peter put into it to make sure that it runs well. You've seen the big, you know, the long video where we pressure tested everything and had it up, jacked up, and spinning the wheels and everything. Said the only thing it needs is an alignment and tires. We don't really drive it that much. If anything, in fact, I don't even think, I need to drive it today because I just have to find reasons to drive it because I don't drive it. So I think there's a family out there, you guys really need a solid car. I know a guy hit me up in Arizona. I told him I'd meet him. I'd meet you. Texas and Arizona are very close. I'll meet you somewhere. You know, you come halfway, I'll go halfway, and the car will definitely make it, and it'll also make it all the way to Arizona. So that's gonna be it, guys, for this video. Stay tuned for the next one. I will be covering a lot more stuff. Forgot something else just happened in the Hyundai and Kia world that I really wanted to cover. So just stay tuned, but definitely check out all the other stuff. Oh, and I will be coming up with a membership program. I'm just trying to figure everything out with my business and everything. So I don't know if I'm gonna run the membership program through my website to where if you want one-on-one like this, if you want me to help you one-on-one, or if you want your questions answered, you will be able to pay with the membership, and I'll probably do like 3 memberships, and then you will have access to me personally because I've got so many questions and I can't get to them all. And it's just not feasible for me to be able to do it outside of these videos if people are asking the exact same information that are in the videos. So if you want my personal help to help you fix your car or help you get your engine replaced or something like that, I will have different tiers available that you will just be able to click, sign up, and then you'll become a member, and then you'll have direct access to me. I don't want to do Patreon and I don't want to do YouTube members because they take a large percentage of that amount of money. So it really defeats the purpose. Oh, so it defeats the purpose with offering the membership and then letting another platform take all the money. It doesn't make any sense. So that's gonna be it for this video, guys. Stay tuned for the next one.